This is Will, and thank you for joining the Law Schoolers. Okay, in this episode, we're going to be focusing on what you should do to prepare for law school during your sophomore year. In a previous episode, we talked about 5 things that you should do to prepare for law school as a freshman. And if you haven't done those 5 things, you need to start doing them now as a sophomore. And so we're just going to recap what those 5 things are so that you're familiar. And then we'll go into 3 additional things that you should be doing as a sophomore. So thing number 1 that you should do as a freshman is decide what field of law you want to study. And this is important because what major that you're selecting may influence what field you might be selecting influences what kind of major that you need to be taking on. So the second thing that you need to be doing is think about what organizations you want to join in law school. And this is important because it may help build your resume as an undergrad if you join similar organizations as an undergrad student. So if you want to be on the moot court team, then maybe you should join the debate team in your undergrad. Thing number 3 was to choose a major. So although choosing a major isn't like a deciding factor when you're coming to law school, it's something that can actually play a part if you perform well in your major. So you want to actually play to your strengths, and you want to choose a major that is both interesting to you and a major that you can perform well in. And you don't want to just choose a major that you think will get you accepted into law school. So thing number 4 is to begin to develop those relationships with professors. So developing relationships with professors is one of the biggest things that you can do in your undergrad. It's also one of the most time-consuming things that you can do during your undergrad. So the sooner that you start it, the better it is. So as a freshman, you should be evaluating your classes and saying, what professors would I like to have a relationship with? And then thing number 5 was begin your law school journey with the end goal in mind. So begin with the end in mind. And this is so that you can develop all your plans and prepare so that you can apply and have a good experience in law school and a career after law school. So you'll notice that those 5 things are all plans and they're not actionable yet. Well, they are actionable, but you haven't taken any action towards meeting those plans yet. So that's what you're going to be doing during your sophomore year is you're going to be focusing on making those plans that you set as a freshman into actionable items. So if you haven't set any of those plans yet, set those plans now. So the things that you can do to make those plans actionable is to focus on getting good grades. So getting good grades shows that you're serious about being mature academically. So if your grades suffer during your freshman year, you need to be committed during your sophomore year to get a high GPA for the remainder of the undergrad. So your GPA is one of the biggest things that law schools consider when they evaluate applicants. The other thing that you're going to want to do is that you're going to want to start working as a TA or an RA for one of the professors. So those professors that you evaluated as a freshman, reach out to those professors and look for job opportunities for them now. And you'll want to keep trying until you find some success. So professors want to see a solid work ethic. They want to see you caring about their classes, and they want to see that you care about their work. And so if you focus on those 3 things, the professor is likely to start caring about you, and those relationships can begin to develop. And like I said, developing those relationships that take the most amount of time. So you want to start doing those right away. So these relationships are vital for 3 reasons. First, relationships are a good thing to have in general, and you shouldn't just use these relationships to get whatever you want. That aside, developing a network with people in your field may help influence your careers later on. And the third thing was having a relationship with a professor gives them plenty of time to gather information on you as an individual, and that may later impact letters of recommendation. And like I said, relationships with professors are some of the things that law schools look most highly on. People may have a very strong resume as a law school applicant, but will be beaten out by people who have stronger letters of recommendation. The third thing that you can do is to join organizations that are related to organizations you want to join at law school. So this sounds very similar to the thing to do as a freshman. However, it's different because at this point, if you started as a freshman, you would be able to get some organization leadership. And having that leadership may build up a strong resume that looks good on a law school application. If you haven't joined those organizations yet, start now as being a member, and then later on you can move up in those organizations to achieve those leadership positions. So those are 3 additional things that you can do as a sophomore to help you prepare for law school. Make sure that you do the list of 5 things and these additional 3 things before your junior year. And if not, if you're a junior and you're listening to this, start now to make sure that those things are done before you move any further in your law school process. Thank you for listening, and we will see you in the next episode. Thank you for listening to this episode of The Law Schoolers. Before I let you go, there are 4 things I want to say. The first thing is if you enjoyed these episodes and if you enjoyed the website, I would invite you to go and join Law Schoolers Pro. And you can do that by going to lawschoolers.com/join. It's a way for you to support us, but there's also a lot of features there that I think you will enjoy. Second thing is that nearly all of our episodes are unedited. The only ones that aren't are pre-law materials, and the reason for that is so you can actually see the legal material in its raw form as I'm learning it as well. The third thing is that the information contained in these episodes are specifically only for educational purposes. They're not to be used as legal advice, and with that, the fourth thing is if it is used as legal advice, we are not liable. That is, Law Schoolers is not liable for any legal outcomes. Thank you again for enjoying the show. Have a good one.